Hi. I guess this is a random day as I need to talk about the first UFO I've ever seen. Um, I talk a lot about the projects. I talk a lot about, you know, the things that happened after the missions. But I rarely talk about, like, my childhood and what made me start realizing that I was even being taken. Basically, after I got back from Butler, for a little while, before I got taken again, there was it was like you could actually feel a hum. It was kind of like the walls would almost make the noise rather than it coming from somewhere. And that's when I always knew to look out the window, because around that point you could actually see something usually, and it would be above my house. And it was a big black triangle with a huge white spotlight in the center. It was on sometimes, not always. They could turn it on and off. That was actually like a spotlight, some sort of device. But on the tail side, that was the propulsion, there were like little white thrusters on the back, like vertical. And then a white light on each corner, and there was like a red light near the nose that was going forward, and a blue light right behind it. And it's flying at treetop level. That was the first one I've ever seen. But these are the things I noticed to actually, like, it's going to be there. That was the first thing I noticed, is the house was vibrating. Everything just had a weird feeling. I noticed the feeling was off. And I looked out my bedroom window and I saw it. And that was the first time I ever saw one by myself up close. Because I had seen one at the baseball field with my friend, but I had never heard it, I had never felt it, and it was out of the blue. I didn't have time to inspect it. It was so quick. It was like, saw it fly over with my friend, turned to tell our parents, look back, it was gone. This was the only time I had time to actually sit there and look at this damn thing. And so after that, I saw four more, that, to my recollection, before time blanks again. Because instead of seeing those, I would actually feel the weird feeling, and then I'd wake up in another part of my house. Days later, and my mother would ask where the hell I went. She was like, "Where were you? Like, where the hell were you?" Yeah, that was it. Like, I thought you were at a friend's house and didn't tell me. I was pissed off. Like, no, I was here. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then I'd find out it was, like, 3 days had passed. A week had passed. You didn't know. You never knew. And that's the fucking problem. Like, the abduction is part of it. They do it different ways. Sometimes it's a van, sometimes it's teleportation, sometimes it's a fucking giant UFO. Now, at the time, I didn't know what it was called. In and around the third or fourth time, I saw markings, and it said TR, and that's all I could make out. And from that, I found out that there's something called a Tr3b. Now, after hearing that, I started actually remembering where I was, because I remembered the first time I had seen a Tr3b. Like, seen that designation, and it was not in my house. I saw TR. I had never seen Tr3b. And one night in a dream, it had just come to me, and I looked it up, and it was the actual craft, and I almost fucking went crazier than I am. Because I didn't realize other people had seen it. For years I went, I'm just crazy, I'm getting taken to these bases, and it's all in my head, I'm schizophrenic, something's wrong with me. Finding out other people had seen these damn things, that was step one. Getting people to believe you when they've never seen one, that's impossible. Now, realizing that they've got better technology than that now, that's fucking incredible. And I'm just some guy living my life like any other guy among you, just giving advice to those I can, trying to help those I can. And that's basically what I'm left with. After all this shit, after all the places they took me to, made me do, sent me to do things, probably terrified the shit out of my mother. She's dead now, I'll never get to ask her. But she experienced the UFOs with me. She experienced the abductions with me. She might not have known exactly where I was going, but she experienced all of that with me. And my current girlfriend experienced a lot of spirit phenomenon, such as 6 cloaked figures reading out of a satanic book around my bed. So when you say, I don't get fucked with anymore, no, I get fucked with still. I don't know why, but I do. It's just different from when I was a child. That's it. You want the deep, straight up facts without any just memory recall, straight up what other people can prove to you? There it is. Now go do your goddamn research. Stop saying it's all in my head. It's all in your head that it's fake. End of story. Now have a nice day. I guess.